Okay, so now I'm just ready for 11:06. Okay, here we go. Hello, everybody. Yes, we have a big investigation going on. Hola, who do I see? There's Johnny Hockey. Hi, Alyssa. Folks, you can give you the latest on Coventry. Continues to heat up. Good afternoon. We're live on the radio in just 2 minutes. Share that you are watching. We are out tonight. First one on the scene live stream tonight, Thursday, and then tomorrow night is Cranston PD Live. There's Tracy Austin. Hi there, Justin. Yes, how about that, Johnny Hockey? I don't know what to make of that one either. But folks, we are live on the radio in just 2 minutes. Good afternoon. There's all my FB people. There's Shane Kronk. Hi there, Shane. Don't say a lot of me. That's exactly right. There's Nate. So the Coventry story continues to take off. Make sure you check out some of the videos. Hola, there's Pamela. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Folks, there's Jen Bergeron, who I can always count on, part of Team One. There's Brenda. There's Brenda. She caught it. There's Carlene. Folks, don't forget, live tonight, 7 to 9 in One Force One. Mark will be driving. Tomorrow night, Cranston PD Live. Cranston PD Live. So, and also, that's good news. Oh, okay. No problem. All right. That's good news. Warwick is going to do something. I'm going to tell you about that in just a moment. But that's fine. Hey, I'm like, the more the merrier. Plenty of room in the pool. Come on in. You like the temperature? That sounds fine to me. There are a lot of people who are sending me that. We are live on the radio in less than a minute. Less than a minute. This is the noon report. It's early. Don't adjust your watch. It's not noontime just yet. All right, we're live on the radio in a moment. And then Facebook tonight. There she is. There's Greg Marshall. Well, folks, at 11:06, no need to adjust your watch. And I'm saying that to the people in FB that watch the noon report. It's 11:06. You're listening to the John DePetro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. You can always listen online, as we say, at the website, which is DePetro.com, which has just been an overdrive the past 48 hours, and I fully get it, folks. And again, for those that are tuning in, we normally do Facebook Live for the noon report, but for various reasons, we're doing it right now, early. So it's not like a daylight savings or anything like that. And then we will be, everybody on FB, there you can see the Facebook, the website, DePetro.com. And then right at the top, radio show, the shop, advertise. Coventry woman tries to run down channel 10. I'm going to talk about that. But right on the right-hand side, you see Listen Live. You click on that. You can listen anywhere. And then we have a lot of people that listen on demand. So there's that as well. So, but Noon Report is early right now, which we do on Facebook. Those that listen to the radio part, nothing is impacted for you in any, in any fashion. Folks, this portion of our program, and it's brought to you by PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. You know, obviously, God is good. We're enjoying beautiful weather. I'm very happy for the parents that have children that are on school vacation this week, April break, because the weather is just phenomenal. Look at that blue sky, going to be in the 80s today, maybe even a record breaker today and tomorrow. Great day to get outside. Folks, stop in. Beautiful selection. Pansies, pansy flats, pansy bags, hangers and bowls, assorted colors. Tulips, hyacinthus, daffodils, hydrangeas. The colors available with the hydrangeas are blue and pink. It's PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center, 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown, right off of Route 4. Steve and Debbie and Junior and Byron, I'll tell you, they are just fantastic folks. They grind it. They grind 7 days a week. They know they are open every day now until Christmas Day. Think of that, which is still a long way off. But stop in and see them, and it's worth the ride. Great service, quality merchandise. Look for them on Facebook, PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center. Now, check out the website, as I mentioned, DePetro.com. A lot of unique, original, exclusive video and content, and we're constantly breaking stories. And it's spread by the Cohasset Inn, 226 Cohasset Avenue, West Warwick. Folks, lunch, dinner, drinks in the lounge, they're waiting for you at the Cohasset Inn. So obviously, I want to just start off with this Coventry situation. It's Thursday, and we have a lot of new people that are tuning in. And then you hear from, or in situations like this, I hear from people that I don't know who they are. I've never heard from them before. And this is all as a result of the actions in what happened on Tuesday. So I've kind of told the story, but I'll tell it again just to kind of recap it, because there's an update. So today is, for better or worse, but it's Thursday, April 13th. And on Tuesday morning, I was alerted. David San Martino, Team Juan, bank robbery in East Greenwich. Drop everything. It's a drop and go. Bank robbery, drop and go. First one on the scene, only one on the scene with the canine. First one on the scene when they found the hoodie. Bank robbery in East Greenwich, first on the scene. Now, after the program, I had a meeting in Providence on an investigation that we're part of. Not to give away too much, but many times, because I am out filming, there are various people that enter my frame, and sometimes law enforcement want to confirm, is this, they don't know. That's fine. Were you on this date? Did you film this? Do you know this? No, most of the time I have no idea who these people are. But I cooperate like that. And there was another source of an investigation that we're working on. We get alerted. Situation in Coventry. Very serious situation. The words that came across were accidental shooting, domestic. We immediately go, during rush hour, with no police lights, from the east side of Providence, Blackstone Boulevard. Boom. No lunch, no dinner, not even a bathroom break. Straight to the scene in Coventry. Now, that then unfurled, and I want to reiterate, the real sad thing I think about this, obviously, is it's my understanding, and I haven't even gone on the names. I don't even know if I mentioned the names. This is, we don't know what went wrong. Something went wrong. Started as an accidental shooting, okay. At the scene, I had the names of who was involved. Did any of you were watching? I didn't announce who it was, right? We're sensitive to that. On something like that, the first person I encountered was the photographer from Channel 10. They didn't even have the reporter there yet. And then the first thing he said to me was, there's a neighbor on the left who's problematic, who was giving him a hard time. Okay, right? So you just give a heads up. Now, police are in command. For those of you that watched it, we're constantly communicate with police. There's yellow police tape, right? It's public property. You could walk right up to it. If you're in the street, you could walk up, but I can't speak for everyone. We kept a distance. It's obviously a serious situation. And for some people that don't understand that, I don't know what else to tell you. If you can't understand the definition of what news is, but I'll touch on that as we go. But anyhow, if you have seen it now, the person that he was referring to, the Channel 10 reporter. So last night, I actually posted the unedited part where you see this woman, and he didn't say who it was. Just there's a neighbor who's problematic, who's giving him a hard time. So, and that was before I even arrived on the scene. Now, the Coventry woman, I haven't said who her name is. I don't know who that is. And in honesty, for those that have seen, I had no interaction with her in any way. and nor did I plan on having any interaction. There was no reason for it. I don't know who this person is. She was giving him a hard time, the Channel 10 reporter. So I posted the video where you see we had moved to the street. We're communicating with law enforcement. They're saying, okay, you guys are fine there. Stand over here, wherever. There's vehicles coming in and out. But I show how she again approached him on the sidewalk. And she's yelling at the Channel 10 reporter and it'd be better if you just leave. So she's telling Channel 10 to leave. She then comes over, this individual, and starts making demands. Everybody go back, like that. Now, if you watch it, the police come over and say to her, like, excuse me, we're in charge here. The chief of police is on scene. Like, what are you doing? We'll handle them. So she didn't even live to the house to the left. She lived at the other end of the street. This is someone just pulled like an Al Haig moment. I'm in charge. All right, everybody, I need everybody to back up, please. Right? Please back up. So you see the police come up like, hey, this is public property. You can't tell them to get. So storms off, blah, blah, blah. And then you watch, we then moved over to then get to the other side. And then you watch somebody then moves a vehicle right there to the left of us. And the police are saying, like, hey, like, what's the deal here? Then you see out of nowhere, where I even had to draw the attention of the police, this individual drove her truck, or someone's truck, up onto her neighbor's lawn and was right at, again, the Channel 10 guy. Then started trying to back up to hit him. So, hey, I've covered a lot of crime scenes. Many of you have seen me cover the crime scene. I've never seen that happen before. I've heard about this. You see this maybe in other places. Sometimes, as many of you have seen, when I go to a crime scene, depending on some of the neighborhoods, you have to be cautious. I admittedly didn't think that would have to be the case on a cul-de-sac in Coventry. But that's what happened. And I fully don't expect a lot of people to know the law, because I've seen some of the comments of people like, well, where was the assault? They're confusing assault and battery. They're confusing assault and battery. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way, because I don't expect, a lot of people go about their lives, they don't know. But when you hear of assault and battery, if you take a gun and shoot at someone, if you miss, it's not, hey, no harm, no foul. It's that's an assault. It's an assault with a deadly weapon. Just because you missed doesn't mean it's not a crime. Or as Attorney Dodd will say, if you throw an ashtray at someone and they duck, it's not, hey, I didn't hit them. Well, you were attempting to hit them with an ashtray. So people misunderstand, because they're saying like, well, who was assaulted? No, you're thinking, where was the battery? Now, this was an individual. She was fighting with the police. She was arguing with the police. They were threatening to arrest her. And then they had to move the truck off the lawn. So I posted the video. And that video has rocketed. I mean, I had no idea of the summation, but it stuck with me enough. Now, we have the full video up. We have the police chief up. But it was so out of the realm. And then you hear her yelling, watching the live stream, and the foul language. I'll admit, folks, I mean, listen, I don't associate with people like that. I mean, like everyone else, maybe you know people like that, but I don't, if having a choice, try to associate. Now, in the aftermath of that, what has happened is, but maybe we shouldn't be surprised if you're friends with that person or type of person, then they're not exactly, and I want to be cautious of the insults. People use terms, trash, blah, 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 whatever. It's just rude behavior. And now it's gotten to the point where there's vile, disgusting threats. Take down the video. No, excuse me. We're not taking down the video. And take down the video or else what? First of all, I didn't even have an interaction with them. What do you have against this guy? First of all, she's a grown woman. She's not a girl. That's number one. We use a heavy filter with the Facebook page. Facebook has that. If you check out a lot of the comments, you're not going to see F-bombs. I'm well aware people use them elsewhere in their comment. We don't allow it. I use a heavy filter. So these people, and you are hiding my no, excuse me, I'm not hiding your comments. I'm not even seeing your comments. The filter that we use with Facebook takes out vulgarity. I recognize there are some people, they can't. I had a guy a while ago, I can't talk without using those words. Well then, I don't know what to tell you. But some of, and I have no idea who these people are, friends of that woman who injected herself into that situation. But what I take offense with is her friends weren't defending her. Her friends tried to change the narrative through lies. And that's where we draw the line. Now, I have someone that monitors the page with me, and for me, actually, people that do that. They were asking. I'm like, no, that's not an opinion. You know, the media was going up and putting a camera in her face. Totally false. Totally wrong. That didn't happen. No one approached that individual. How the media was trying to capture the dead bodies coming out. Now, first of all, that's also false. The individual, one of the adults, was taken out by ambulance, and the medical examiner went into the backyard and had already left. When you saw that, the medical examiner was gone. There's the media trying to cover, you know, that's not her family. She's not related to them. What I want to really point out is that I was trying to do it with the unedited video. This was someone, they had to, like, I measure it, it's probably 50 yards. It wasn't here or on the other side. There was no, that is completely false. So they started to change the narrative. That poor girl, and that's her family. And how would you feel the media knocking on your door and putting a camera in your face? Lie, lie, lie. That individual, I don't know who that is. I don't frankly care who that is. But let's just be really clear about this. They were injecting themselves into the situation. Now, I also want to be really clear. I don't know them. They don't know me. If you think you're going to threaten and get your way, it's going nowhere. And I don't expect people to know the work, what we do. I'm not when. And I say we, because I work with various people. We're not going to be intimidated. We're not taking them. You didn't get her permission to film. She was walking up to people filming. Many of these people, and I get it, because it's birds of a feather. So if they're friends with that individual, we're not, you know, what do you expect? It's one thing to state an opinion. It's another if they start lying in order to try to make a point. How would you feel? You know, you're grieving your family, and the media's putting the camera in their face. That's completely false. You can see the individual walking a pretty good distance back and forth. You couldn't even get near where they're. No one was going up to where they're. I wasn't even. I don't know if she lived there. I didn't know who that person was. And frankly, I don't care who that person is. So I take exception, though, that friends but again, what do you expect? Who think, well, I'm going to defend her. But it doesn't mean you can lie and try to change the narrative. What was the media doing there anyway? She was grieving, sticking the camera in her face. I like this one. She didn't hit anybody. Was she threatening the police? Yes. Was she swearing at the police? Yes. Why did she pull the truck up there? She was trying to block the cameras. From where? What are you talking about? Everyone was filming this way. So her idea to block the camera was to put the truck on her neighbor's lawn? You know, why can't people just... This is someone that became unglued. I have no idea who this person is. I don't know where they are. And like I said, frankly, I don't care. Then screaming out, watching my live stream. If someone is grieving, I'm sure it was very traumatic for the neighborhood. I get that. Very traumatic for the neighborhood. I just think that this notion of because someone's upset, they are able to do the following. is wrong. You can't change the narrative. You can't, if you want to defend someone, I don't know how you defend those types of actions. I don't think that's something that should be defended. But to send vile threats, disgusting messages, number one, it's against the law. And number two, and I get the whole birds of a feather type of thing, but it's not going anywhere. Everything they're saying is for, well, it's not assault because she didn't hit somebody. No, that would be battery. That is felony assault, a deadly weapon. You can run someone over with a truck. She missed that guy from Channel 10 by 6 inches, and then she was trying to back up to hit him like that, or it would have destroyed his camera. So I want to be clear on that. I didn't intend on, I mean, I posted it. I had no idea it would rocket that way. But notice, and I have no idea why, that the local media, I've heard Channel 10 may press charges against that individual. Now, if I'm going to press charges, it's not going to be for that. I'm not going to press charges for what happened Tuesday night. Now, if in fact charges are brought against someone for some of the threatening messages, that's a completely separate story, of which I'm also not going to discuss. But I just want to be clear. People have this false idea of, well, what about freedom of speech? Freedom of speech is not lying and changing the narrative to try to defend someone. Well, were you there? Yes, as a matter of fact, and I get people have no idea what they're talking about. Were you there? I was the one filming. Was I there? They have no idea. Well, she didn't like the media going up to her door. No one went up to her door. Well, that was her family. No, it wasn't her family. Well, how would you feel someone putting a camera in your face? No one put, she kept coming towards the cameras. And it started with, before I even arrived, she went up to the guy from Channel 10 and then went up to him again. So, now, the whole element of this, it was odd. And I even want to, I'm not trying to second guess Coventry police, but this whole thing of the accidental shooting, I mean, we know now the guy shot his wife, shot the 2 dogs, and then attempting to shoot himself. It's terrible. It's tragic. We have no idea. I'm not dwelling on that. I feel terrible for remaining family. I've heard from some of this woman's friends, who was a mother, who was loved. The whole thing is tragic. But in a situation like that, you're not improving the situation. It would have been perfectly understandable to stay in your home and mourn and grieve. Not coming out picking fights with the media. Not coming out and start telling everyone to get off your street. Not coming out and then driving a truck and try to run over the members of the media. That is news. Excuse me. That type of crime. What is news? News is something that happens out of the ordinary. Since we have to totally explain to people, why is this news? Because it doesn't happen every day. Was there a murder-suicide in Coventry yesterday? No. There were brush fire. What is news? Planes are landing on time at TF Green Airport. Not news. Planes crash at TF Green Airport. That would be news. Dog bites man. Not news. Man bites dog. That's news. I received a message from saying, how come there was no coverage? A 21-year-old died on a dirt bike Saturday night. How come there's no... Now you have someone complaining because that happened and there was no news of it. Listen, in a community like that, or in anywhere, when you have a murder, attempted suicide, shooting and killing the 2 dogs would be news, let alone a homicide like that. So, like many other people, I understand sometimes the criticism of but it's so unjustified. This isn't CNN going after Trump. The actions of that individual, I don't know. I don't know who that person is. If they didn't live there, they should have gone home. If they did live there, You'd think someone would say, you need to. They were all out in front. They were all watching everything. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there's different ways. But this notion of, well, because this person was upset, therefore it's okay. Like I've said, there's many different examples of that. That was the O.J. Simpson argument, by the way. Do you think what did he say to Nicole? You think I like hitting you? You made me hit you. You upset me. BLM, summer of 2020. Hey, we were so upset over the George Floyd video, it made me want to go and burn a building, smash the windows, and loot. No, completely wrong. Wrong. You're upset. You let the police handle it. The police were handling it, as a matter of fact. And what I think was very telling were the police were saying, no, we're in charge here. You're not in charge here. And when the police had to go over and deal with that, that took them away from the crime scene. And now her friends start threatening us. These people are demented. It has no effect at all. We're going to be out tonight. I was out yesterday, and we're doing Cranston PD Live tomorrow night. No effect. Zero. What? No. Listen, we live in a civilized society. I don't know who these people are, or whatever, but you can't behave that way. Period. And this thing could change. Listen, anyone that saw that, then this wasn't even a race thing. I get Coventry police felt it would just make the situation even worse. And I think there was some connection. They knew some of these people. I think that happened. But they would have been totally justified. I mean, if anything, it's disorderly conduct. It's interfering with the police investigation. And that is felony assault. You can't use a truck and run it at someone. You can't do that. It's not just that's battery if you run them down. The whole thing it's very unbecoming, and it was very disturbing. And then they just continue. So it's up there. I think today, I don't think I'm gonna have to talk about it anymore. But whoever these friends are, whoa, we have freedom of speech. You post whatever you want somewhere else. But that's not what happened. I get what was happening. They were trying to change the narrative. They think it will defend it. Well, that's not what the media was doing this and the media was doing that. And it is so not what happened. Folks, this portion of the John DePetro Show is brought to you by Unique Health. Hey, remember, especially with this warm weather, why not take off some of that weight? Extreme weight loss. That's Unique Health. It's not a diet change. It's a lifestyle change. Call Sandra. You can be part of a free seminar, 401-269-9155, Rapid Aggressive Weight Loss, which targets stubborn fat. Detox program teaches you the benefits of clean eating and habit building. 20 pounds in 10 days. Lose 20 pounds in 10 days. And you will increase your metabolism and energy. Watch those pounds fall off. Unique Health. Find them on Facebook and Instagram. Unique Health, or call Sandra 401-269-9155. There's no excuse. There's no benefit for being 40 pounds overweight. There's no benefit for being 30 pounds overweight. There's no benefit of being 50 pounds or more overweight. Unique Health, 401-269-9155. Free seminar, no obligation, Unique Health. Well, folks, good afternoon on what is a beautiful Thursday. And we did start, it's not your imagination, we started, this is the early noon report. Now, the radio show is not impacted in any way. AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. This portion of the program, I did receive an email from Ken that asked, Juan, can you repeat the number? They have some kind of a pest problem. I'm not sure if it's at his business or home, but heard me mention a pest control company. Ken, the number is Falcon Pest Service, 401-739-1322. 401-739-1322, Falcon Pest Service, residential, commercial, serving Rhode Island and Massachusetts. They will deal with termites, bed bugs, ants, roaches, mice, rats, mosquitoes. Ken was saying, now, will they do once a month? Will they do? Contact them. Contact them. John, Kelly, they're fantastic. online, falconpestservice.com. You can look for them on Facebook. Maybe it's monthly, maybe it's a one-time treatment, maybe it's yearly. Falcon Pest Service. Call today, 401-739-1322. Well, folks, good afternoon. You're listening to the John DePetro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. I don't want the listeners, I'm not trying to get it off track, but I want to be really clear about this. I don't know who these, and we run into this sometimes. But those of you that have followed the program ran into it last summer. Well, first of all, we really ran into it last summer with our ski mask man. Did that stop the coverage? No, it did not. Then we ran into it with the Block Island ferry fighters, not just once, twice, and that was even threats from the Bucket West crew. Did that in any way impede the? Absolutely not. The threats don't work. So whoever these individuals are, if you want to help that situation, the best thing you could do right now is try to help the family that has suffered a very, very tragic, unimaginable tragedy. I mean, that's where all efforts should be, because whatever led that individual to that moment, and you don't know, and we may never know what led to that moment, but that is someone who not only took the life of their two pets and their spouse, and then they're in very grave condition. I don't know what to make of that whole thing, but all efforts should be made to either try to help out, mental health issues, or help the family in any manner. I don't know enough. I can't imagine trying to deal with that in some way. But as many of you know, I am very critical of the media sometimes. Much like, how many of you here, I am constantly talking about how pathetic Pork Boy is with this McKee campaign stuff. Now, there's an easy solution for that. I mean, I don't listen. If I'm in the car, sometimes someone will text me like, are you listening to this? But no one, I'm pretty critical of the media. And at the same time, when they're in the right, I'm complimentary of it. But I take exception to people that are trying to change the narrative. That's not an opinion. That's not an opinion when you're really lying and completely misrepresenting what happened in order to try to garner support, like, hey, we got to go after them. That is just beyond the pale. That and when you lie, that's not freedom. That's not freedom of speech. I also want to be really clear with people. Yes, very true. I have a Facebook page. We have a very popular Facebook page. All total, we're getting close to almost 60,000 people that are following the program, and with all the platforms. You are free. I tell people, you are free to post whatever you want on your page. You go to town. Go right ahead. Well, I'm going to start. Go. Absolutely. However, we have certain guidelines if you're going to post on the show page. And it says right there, we follow all protocol. You don't allow. Some people then start to threaten people. I don't allow that. Some of you, and I feel bad about that, have reached out when people slide into their inbox and start threatening them. We had a lot of that after some of the gang stuff and the Block Island stuff. I don't tolerate that. That's also against the law, by the way. So no, it's not a matter of that. If someone disagrees, it's not a matter of disagree. If you lie, that's not an opinion. I sometimes see people, I hear about it. Someone will ask me, what's this one? They're saying, oh, he doesn't like if someone disagrees. That's not what it is. If you lie and make things up or spread ridiculous conspiracy theories, I have no time for it. I have no use for it. So it's not a matter of, I don't like difference of opinion. I try to stay out of it sometimes unless someone starts getting very insulting or threatening, whether it's me or someone else. it's kind of like you're running a party a little bit. So, but I want to be clear about that. And I know people, oh, I'm entitled to my, no, you're not entitled to just make things up. And I'm talking more in some of the national stuff, because I've had people like, oh, why can't I put, because it's foolishness that you're putting. It's complete un, it's proven lies is what you're posting, and so it's not allowed. Now, speaking of the media, there is a must-read in the Boston Globe today, and it's our friend Dan McGowan. Rhode Island Governor McKee's big education plan overpromises and underwhelms. Folks, what you have right now is a governor, Governor McGreed, who has gone to war against Channel 12, not contacting them anymore, and the Boston Globe. I don't think he's so much at war with Channel 10 and the Providence Journal, but he's certainly not making peace with them. He created this. But this Dan McGowan piece that completely, and my favorite line, as he refers to it, the full McKee, a lame excuse why it failed or a person to blame. What you're seeing right now is as I have been saying and telling you, he is no one to blame but himself. He doesn't know where to go with all of this nonsense that he's gotten himself and us involved in. He made all these ridiculous campaign promises that we're supposed to now pay for and fulfill. He did all of that to get elected, and the money is not there, and the things are not happening, and he is lying and pointing fingers, and Dan McGowan is exactly right. So it is a must-read piece. It is the buzz of local politics. And as I was saying, I haven't read anything like that since I think the Providence Journal and Ed Acorn used to write some pretty good editorial pieces. It's a pretty strong takedown, and it's all justified. Governor McKee does a press briefing and then runs from the press and hides in a back room. It's just embarrassing. Surrounding himself with the likes of Tony Silva and that Jerry Shahazian, then bringing in that Dan Connors, the drunk. But what is it? It's the ultimate birds of the feather. It's not that different from the Coventry situation, right? McKee, one of his best friends, his pork boy, is Dan York, who is defending the naked fat coach, who continues and is allowed to be the McKee spokesperson of the airwaves. Of course it's ridiculous. It's not your imagination. York worked on the McKee campaign. I've never heard of that before. I've been very friendly with people that have held public office. When you're in sync with them, you do become friendly with them. But I never worked on their campaign with them. York was working on the McKee campaign, and they still let him on. But that's, that's them, that they want to allow that. And it shouldn't be allowed. Make no mistake about it. Now, folks, I also want to point out, I had someone, and again, good morning, everybody. You're listening to the John DePetro Show on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. Now, I also see Warwick is thinking of they may partner and do the Dan Abrams Show. And I say, hey, that is good for business, good. Cranston PD Live, we are back out with Cranston Police tomorrow night. I'm pretty certain we're going to be out every week with them over the next several months. More the merrier. It's just better for business. There's the Warwick's going to be, that's a paid streaming. Cranston PD Live is free on Facebook. Cranston PD Live is real-time action. They're delayed. I think they're a little more edited. Nothing against Warwick. But I think in watching it, we welcome, good, jump into the water. I think you're going to note ours is happening in real time, and it's just a little more raw. We're not going to have, come on, it's a major production, the Dan Abrams thing. But I think it's positive for policing. I do. And I know that Cranston has seen a spike in people that want to be Cranston police officers and work with Cranston Police as a result of Cranston PD Live. So I know a number of you have sent me that. The difference is it's a streaming service. This is not going to be, I think the other thing was on A&E, which a lot of people have. This is paid streaming. And so I think it's going to be harder to find, which is better for Cranston PD Live. Folks, someone was asking me about gold the other day. And I didn't try to talk them into it or out of it. Someone asked me about crypto. I didn't try to talk them into or out of it. I said, here's what I would do. Contact Tom Bryan and Ameriprise Financial, 401-434-1510. Ameriprise Financial. Why not get free consultation? His office is located at 400 Massasoit Avenue in East Providence. Ameriprise Financial for over 125 years. Tom Bryan, Ameriprise Financial. They have provided advice. You need goals. Now, maybe it is a good time to buy gold. Maybe it is a good time to explore crypto. I don't know. Not Juan's area of expertise. Maybe you want to find out about long-term care coverage. I do know someone that will give you proper advice, and that is Tom Bryan, Ameriprise Financial. Again, folks, call today, 401-434-1510. Now, I also share the Facebook page. Office is located at 400 Massasoit Avenue in East Providence. You're not expected to know everything. You're not. But if you don't feel well, you go to a doctor. Something wrong with the car, you go to a mechanic. I'm trying to plug in with TB. Tommy Bryan, 401-434-1510. Office is located at 400 Massasoit Avenue in East Providence. Well, folks, good afternoon. You're listening to the John DePetro Show on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. Take down the videos. You know, do I have to, this Coventry crew, go online and watch some of the videos of the summer of 2020. See, who was the last reporter still going into the middle of the riots? That would be the chosen one. Okay, we don't, how can I say this without swearing? We don't retreat. Okay, we go in. Take down the videos. I don't think so. Okay, if I, and we went through, you know, come on, I still can't see out of my right eye at night because I got lasered. They sliced my back with a box cutter. We were, you know, many of you that followed it, we had to have security, had to go, and I want to thank Surplus Provisions with tactical gear. I mean, that was being in the middle of a riot several times, and also being the target of Antifa and BLM. So this business of like intimidation is laughable to me. It really is. It's annoying, and I have people that also handle a lot of the messaging, so they were freaked a little bit. But I'm warning those individuals. There is a limit to the goodwill of Juan with these disgusting, vile threats and intimidation that will not succeed. If you think that that's tactic is going to work, it's the opposite. But that said, I want to be really clear. I mean, I'm not going to keep, if anything, they just keep antagonizing and coming back. But the videos are not coming down. And I repeat, we did nothing with the rest of the media. That woman was arguing with, you can see the video. I don't talk to her. I talked to the police. Is the chief? We were told the chief was going to give a statement. She's arguing with Sheena Lashida of Channel 12, and then she was all over the photographer from Channel 10. So I had no interaction with that individual. Like that's the ultimate. Don't kill the messenger. Were you there? I like that one. Were you there? How do you know what happened? Were you there? You know, someone who sounds an awful lot like me was actually doing the live stream from there. So yeah, I think I was. Were you there? They were putting the camera in her house. No one was putting a camera in anyone's house. That's a lie. How would you feel? Camera thrust in your face. She was coming up to the cameras, Captain Imbecile. Foolishness with this crowd. My God. Was there a prison break? What is this with the deliverance crowd? Wow. You know, I've heard the whole thing of Coventry and the Hicks and the Rednecks. I mean, there are times when we're in certain sections of City of Providence that, you know, some of you have seen. We went to cover something happened, the police left, and we were a little late exiting, and then made a quick exit. We were covering the Hartford Avenue housing project area in Providence, off of Oneyville. That can be a dicey area. You had some people attending a birthday party, not thrilled with some of the coverage of The Chosen One. We were at the Block Island Ferry. Those were gang members that were getting a little aggressive. And I always think, all right, if there's 20 state police around and they're this aggressive, with 20 state cops around, what would they do if there was no one around? But my point is, though, it's so misguided. You know, are people that blind they can't see that this was someone injecting themselves into the situation? Like, just enough already. You know, whatever reason. If that person was that upset, and I have no... Have you talked to her? No, I'm not going to talk to her. I have no reason to talk to her. I watched her actions the other night. Well, maybe you should know. I'm not going to talk to that person. No, I have no interest in talking to that person. Or the Block Island Ferry fighters, or Perkins, or any of... No. Nuts. No. Wrongo. But no, it's not a matter of that. But I want to be really clear about that. And I take exception to this notion that people suddenly get on the wheel, just like CNN going after Trump. Actually, it's nothing like CNN going after Trump. Just like MSNBC. No, it's actually nothing like that. You had that situation, a reporter in Florida, not long ago, a couple months, was shot and killed. It can be, and there are certain people that, like David Sammartino knows. I mean, I share that. It can be dangerous out there. It can be, but when those situations happen, you would think that reason would prevail and logic would prevail, and some adult would say, "Hey, time out. Why don't we go in? You haven't eaten all day. We know it's upsetting. Let's not stand out in the front like we're watching a game of some kind and then scream and swear and yell at the police and the press." Like I have said, these people, I get it. Oh, fake news. No, this isn't a matter of fake news. God, these people with the cliches. Ludicrous. Someone, maybe you should lay low for a while. We're not laying low at all. Okay? Let's just be really clear about that. So I am telling you, we have too much going on. We're going to be too visible. Folks, this portion of the program is brought to you by Propane Plus. Call them today, Propane Plus, 401-885-4209. In Massachusetts, 508-252-3359 for Propane Plus, heating and cooling. Now, they have a very user-friendly website. It's propaneplus.com. You just type in your zip code, residential or commercial. You can depend on Propane Plus. Always there for you. Heating and cooling. Call them today. 3 generations. They're available 24/7. And remember also what they say about propane. It truly is. You know, when you're talking about propane, it's energy for everyone. It's affordable. It is sustainable. It's equitable. It's good for the environment. It's also renewable. Call Propane Plus right now at 401-885-4209 and in Massachusetts, 508-252-3359 for Propane Plus. Well, folks, good morning. At 11:52, you're listening to the John DePetro Show on AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. Now, I wanted just 2 other reminders. I did get an email from Kevin, who wants to get his driveway paved, and said, Juan, who is it that you recommend that he wants to get his driveway paved? Kevin, call J. Perry Paving today. Letter J. J. Perry Paving. High quality, fair pricing, exceptional service, 20 years experience, commercial paving, residential paving, seal coating patios, free estimate. Any project. 401-732-1730. 401-732-1730. J. Perry Paving. Whether it's a brand new project or a cracked driveway. A licensed and insured contracted company. Call them today. It makes a huge difference with your home or business when you get it paved. J. Perry Paving. Asphalt paving construction. You can find them on Facebook and then you can also find them online as well. But let me just give you the phone number for the free quote. J. Perry Paving. Call them today, 401-732-1730. And one more reminder. Let's see, Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Nancy asked me she wants to have her patio redone. One, who is the company? Nancy, call Limitless Outdoors, based in Smithfield. Call Chris, 401-580-1852. Just quickly, Limitless Outdoors. Patios, walkways, steps, outdoor kitchens, landscape lighting. Limitless Outdoors. Their slogan, dream, build, enjoy. Call them, free quote, have them over, and they'll discuss with you, okay, let's look at the outdoor space. What do you want to do with it? Free quote, fireplace, fire pit, outdoor kitchen. Why not have a nice patio? It's like having an extra room. Limitless Outdoors, 401-580-1852 for Limitless Outdoors. Well, folks, good morning at 11:54. You're listening to the John DePetro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. Now, as I said, we will certainly be doing Facebook Live tonight. We will be following, boy, yesterday was a very, very busy day. Terrible with those brush fires. Tried to follow some, but it's a little tough, simply because of, how far they go into the woods. I'm also seeing that headline, the video review, the reinstated Tennessee rep. Granted, this is total, but hurling traffic cones at a driver during a BLM protest. Why is that allowed? Why is that allowed? How is that possible? I don't understand why something like that would be able to be tolerated in any way. Now, something else I notice. Feds projects recession. Dow earnings loom. $1 trillion added to deficit in 6 months. Do you know what this means? Do you know what this means for Governor McGreed and all of his projects that he wants you to pay for? All of these promises he made, Governor McKee, with the laborers and the Teamsters and all his campaign donations he was getting. Do you have any idea what this means now? That he wants, Governor McKee wants you to foot the bill to fulfill all these promises that he has made, where he wants to build a $150 million minor league soccer stadium, the most expensive soccer stadium in the country. That Governor McKee wants to build that add $250 million redevelopment of the Superman building. Totally unnecessary. It was not lost on me, folks, and this also is something to watch, and that is, now I've been telling people, and I think right now I may be alone on this, but I have been saying I am not convinced that President Biden is running for re-election. I know some people say, oh no, he says, I'm just telling you, he hasn't announced yet. And he's about to go through a really difficult 3 to 6 months. And I think the moment he announces he's not running, he realizes he's a lame duck. But someone knows something. And someone that knows something is former Governor Gina Raimondo, Commerce Secretary. Because there she is. She made sure her people got her on the list. Time magazine, the top 100 most influential people in the world for 2023. That's not an accident. That is not an accident that Raimondo's on that list. She knows something. She went to India. She wants to go to China. Raimondo knows something. I'm telling you that the fact she's on that list is in no way an accident. To me, she recognizes, because that's what she does. Do you remember she was listed, she has her PR people. They know these lists are coming out. And so they start going into overdrive with PR. And so one of the things that they capitalize on is they know a list like this is going to be out there, and they want to get a buzz going. So I'm telling you, the fact that her people knew about this list, and she's landed on the Times list, the most influential people in the world, that is not an accident with Commerce Secretary Raimondo. And I want people to understand, as much as some people, and again, folks, good morning at 11:58. You're listening to the John DePetro Show. It's AM 1380 and 99.9 FM. I fully get that many people would dismiss her as far as running for president now. But you're missing the larger picture. Because if Biden doesn't run, then who's the competition? The competition becomes the governor of California, Newsom. The competition becomes Kamala Harris. The competition becomes Bernie Sanders. The competition becomes Mayor Pete. Raimondo knows maybe she doesn't get the top spot, but she wouldn't mind being VP on a ticket with Gavin Newsom of California or vice versa. And folks, here's what we're going to do. Facebook Live later. You're listening to the John DePetro Show, AM 1380, 99.9 FM. We're going to break, get you up to speed on all the news of the day. We're going to have the 12 o'clock news, 2 more hours of the show to go. Leave it right here on the John DePetro Show.